I was dating Bob and he was dating Sandy, and we double dated some because Bob was his good friend, and so we double dated a little bit. But when I was 17, we just gotten out of school, and I was in the 10th grade? No, 11th grade. I would have been in 11th grade, and there was to be a dance. And it was just a school party, just a school dance. But my boyfriend, Bob, his band was playing for the dance. Well, I wanted to go to the dance. Well, we were all at the Harris's house, and we were all talking about it. And I said, well, I really wanted to go to the dance, but what was the point if he was playing and I couldn't have anybody to dance with? So I don't even remember who it was, but somebody piped up and said, well, Calvin can take you. He's not got a date. Calvin can take you. And so after some him-hawing around, we both agreed. And we went to the dance. He did not know how to dance. I taught him a little bit how to do the box step and, and the two-step. But anyway, he never did get to be a real good dancer. But we had a really good time. Afterwards, we went to the Dairy Queen and had ice cream. And when I got home, I knew I was marrying him.
That strong an impression?
That strong.
I bought a ring. I had given her, had my class ring on a ribbon because it was too large for her hand. And I went by one time at school. We had arranged to meet she was out for lunch, and came out, sat in the car, and I says, I've been thinking about it, I would like my ring back. And she says, what? Why? And she was beginning to get a little, I said, would you trade it for this one? And I handed her a little, not very big and not too expensive at that time, engagement ring. And she says, yes.
And we were married June the 10th of 1955, and I was about 6 weeks shy of 18, and he was 20. In fact, both of our parents had to sign for us. We were both underage.
They would discuss, whereas it never became really loud, I guess is the way to put it. They would discuss things and come to the same conclusion eventually.
Well, like any married couple, yeah, sometimes they did argue a lot. But then we always knew that they made up and everything was good.
We used to argue about money more than anything else. Never have enough money, you know. But it seemed like every time we needed money, the Lord provided it. And people would come in, and as His patients would come, and it seemed like the money was usually there, but we did have some fusses about it. I tend to be more extravagant than he is, and well, in fact, he's tightwad, he says.
Do we ever argue over anything? We have discussions. There were differences of opinion occasionally, but nothing serious.
There were bad times that we had, but and he will tell you that he never considered divorce, but he often wanted to kill me. But he never did. But no, the divorce was not considered. When we took our vows, we took them for life, and that was it.
Mom and Dad were very close to each other. They always seemed to work well together. Most of the time seemed to work well together. Every once in a while they would fight and butt heads a little bit, but not too badly. And yeah, so it was a good place to grow up.
They have managed to get through some interesting trials and tribulations and stay together because, you know, like when Dad was in college, you know, there was Perry and I, and then Dale came along in that meantime, and I remember living in this tiny little trailer. It probably wasn't much bigger than this room, and it got to be kind of interesting. And you know, we knew we didn't have a lot of money, and so we didn't do a lot of stuff as far as, you know, like going to movies, but we would go to the park across the street and have picnics and just do fun stuff like that. So the fact that they could work through the tough times and always come out on top was an inspiration, yes.
No, I don't know what makes it so that two people want to stay together for that long. 70 years. It's a long time. It's not been 70 years yet, has it?
It's been 60.
60 years. Yeah, it's going to be 70 years in 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Can't wait.
No. And yeah, what is it that draws people together and keeps them together, keeps them from going crazy and you know, running away from each other before that? But I think it's self-respect. Self-respect and mutual respect. It's got to be a good part of it.
Oh, they were willing to forgive and just determined to stay together. I think it's probably the most important things.
Well, it was supposed to. What's the fact that, as I have been known to say, our relationship has been good due to two words: my ability to say yes, dear.
Somebody asked me what about what makes a long marriage. Of course, I said that it was a lot of hard work, but you have to be good friends. And Calvin says you have to say yes, dear, a lot. And so that's what we do. That's why we live 60 years.
Work harder than I did to do what I had to do.
I think it's that you should always treat people well. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody's got value, no matter who they are, no matter what they do.
Determination, being willing to stick it out no matter what.
Be friends. Be good friends. Consider the other person more than yourself, which is hard to do sometimes because we all tend to be selfish.
Well, there's an expression that marriage is 50-50. No, it's not. It's 100 and 100. You have to be willing to give 100%, or at least up close to it.